Hello Gemini, thanks for joining me for the November of 2022 Taroscope with Animal Totem. My name is Vickieverlie and you can find me at vickieverlie.com. Don't be fooled by imposters. The decks we're going to use for the tarot portion of the reading is first the Chrysalis Tarot, and then we're going to go over it with the Rock and Roll Tarot, my deck, the 3rd edition, the smaller one. Then we're going to do a Beastmistress Animal Oracle card for your Animal Totem. And then if you are a level 2 Patreon supporter, there's going to be additional cards pulled from the Morgan Greer. Okay, I think there was a spider on the camera, a real tiny little spider. This happened when I was doing a reading a while ago. There was a spider on the camera. He seems like he's gone over that way, so he's he's not bothering me. I don't bother him or her, whatever. Okay, Gemini. You know, there's this whole thing about this eclipse. We got to talk about some of the astrology real quick, and then we'll get into the cards. So here you are, Gemini rising. Jupiter has gone back into Pisces, and there's this eclipse is going to be in your 12th house. So it's interesting because a full moon eclipse brings things to endings, brings things to culmination. And having that's exactly what the 12th house does, because especially if you're Gemini rising, really, but your chart starts here and you go all the way around, and then this is the ending. So something could absolutely be coming to an end. A lot of times with this, it's a long time coming. 12th house, it could be from the past. 12th house, it could be from karmic situations, past life stuff. So it's kind of heavy, and this is, by the way, on the 11/8. November 8th is when this full moon solar eclipse is coming in. Jupiter had moved into your 11th house in May, and now it's going to go back into Pisces again until it leaves for another 12 years. So this is up in your 10th house. When you have placements up in your 10th house, often you can really make big strides with... because this is your career. You could really get noticed. If you're vying or competing even for a position with other job people, things like this, you would be the standout one. You would be the one that gets noticed in this arena of, you know, achievement and career and things like this. So it might be a good time if there's something like that coming up where you could schedule or plan that, you know, if there's any leeway, or even like really education's more the 9th house, but I'm feeling like if somebody out there, if you can schedule a test at a certain time or whatever, I feel like this would be the time to schedule it, because I feel like you would be like ranked in the top percentile or something like that. Alright, so now let's get over and do our reading for the card part of the reading. This is for our Gemini sun sign, rising, moon, or anybody really who has just a lot of Gemini in their chart. You know, you can name off every single planet and place. What's coming up for our Geminis for the month of November of 2022? Let's see here. Ace of Stones, which is the Ace of Pentacles, crossed by Page of Spirals. The spirals are, I have it written down over here. The spirals are the rods, yep. The, 10 of Cups or 10 of Mirrors. In the past, 5 of Stones or 5 of Pentacles. 6 of Stones crowning you. Near future, Knight of Spirals. So we got the Page and the Knight of Spirals. So this is that fire sign energy, people. Gaia or the Empress. Wheel of Fortune, nice. Nice, nice, nice. 8 of Stones in the Pentacles and the Wishes, and then the final outcome is the Phoenix or the Judgment card, rising up from the ashes. Nice. Well, you know, this is here. The 5 of Stones or the 5 of Pentacles is here, and it's moving into the past, and it's like you've paid some kind of karmic debt here. You've got this. This is a karma card, and the Wheel of Fortune is like moving on to the next step, moving on to the next thing that's going to be happening. Now the nodes going into your sign, or no, they're going the other way, right? Yeah, the nodes are going into Aries and Libra. That's what's happening. Not Gemini. You're breaking out of this. I feel like for a lot of you, you'd break out of it for a little while. I can't even say it. What wants to come out of my mouth is prosperity consciousness. But what this really is complete opposite. It's the poverty consciousness. See, so it's not even part of your existence. I can't even say it anymore. Because you're breaking out of that. And, you know, you're making all these new beginnings, new money's coming in. And I think a lot of this is you, this Ten of Cups, you're really, really happy about it. And maybe even it's you and your partner, or maybe the partner gets the money, but you're enjoying the, the benefit of it. And two places we got money. Well, two places here we've got the money showing, and even here. And then the Ten of Cups, you're just really joyous and happy about it. It almost feels like these are your peeps, like this is your family, or, these two guys here, girls, guys, whoever. No gender in these readings, by the way. But I think what I want to say is you finally got this beat. You finally licked this. I can't even say it. I keep saying it's prosperity consciousness. So you finally licked this negative prosperity consciousness. You're ready to move into quite a bit of abundance here. Somebody's getting married, I feel like, because the Ten of Cups is down here too. That can be a marry. And somebody's going to do something really interesting with your hair. And I feel like there could also, like these are braids in your hair or something, or maybe something that you're on your clothing. Like there's a similar pattern to these Celtic knots that's involved maybe. And I'm also picking up that there's something about these trees, like I don't know really what this is supposed to represent, but I feel like this is, like, you might be doing something like this, like hanging things in trees. Maybe it's just Halloween decorations even for some people. Maybe you're hanging things in the trees for Halloween if you celebrate, Whenever Wheel of Fortune shows up, it's such a positive card. I always say I didn't put Wheel of Fortune on my cover of my deck for no reason, in my rock and roll tarot deck. It brings about positive energy, it attracts good fortune, and it's a turn of the wheel, it's a turn of it's a change, there's a change happening, and what's leaving behind and what you're coming into is awesome, because here again, you're coming into the Empress, and this Empress feels like it's some kind of, excuse me, there's some weird smell coming out of that bag. I'm real sensitive to smells. You're at the Empress now. You're never, well, I can't say never, but it's highly unlikely that you're going to fall back down into this state of being. You're going to be in this Empress energy, so you're firmly planted in this prosperity, this abundance, and just overall good stuff, okay? Let's do the next part. So you are an air sign. You are the swords. So we're going to look for you in when I said that, I looked over and saw the sword of the the Queen of Swords over here, the Morgan Greer. But we're looking in the Rock and Roll Tarot deck for the swords people. Knight, King, or Queen, whatever shows up first, that's going to represent you. And then we'll just look at the cards that are surrounding that Significator, is what it's called. The card that represents you is called a Significator, if you're not familiar. Alright, let's see here. Oh, excuse me. Not counting the page, we're looking for adult. I'm looking for a Knight, King, or Queen. There's that Empress again. Where are you at? Where are you at? Sometimes when I'm laying a lot of cards, at a personal reading, if I'm laying a lot of cards and I'm not finding you, sometimes your final goal might be a little ways down the road. I always used to say, if I laid out the whole deck, it was 5 years away. I mean, we're trying to stay here in this month, but boy, where the hell, I can't even. Hell, where are ya? Where in the world? Did I pass it? Did I miss it? I don't think I did. Boy. Anyways, let's start another row. Okay, we're getting some information here now. There you are, finally. Queen of Swords. Wow. Had to lay a lot of cards to find you there. We'll put one more row below you. There's a Knight of Swords that shows up too. So to make sure, did I miss the King of Swords? Did I pass him by somewhere? No, I didn't. He was still there. This is how many cards were left out of 78. So I laid out nearly all of them. But here you are. So we're just going to look at the cards that are just right around. Here's you, and we're going to expand out a little and just see what's surrounding you here. You got that Six of Pentacles again. You had it in the very first reading. You're going to get this money, and you got the Wish card. It's showing this Earth sign energy. So that could be an individual or two individuals who are Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, or it's by the sun and the moon together, and that's what, you know, when we have eclipses or new and full moons, it's the sun and the moon interacting with each other. And this full moon is in the earth sign energy of Taurus. So there could be some major, but when the sun and moon oppose each other on this full moon eclipse in the sign of Taurus, in the earth sign of Taurus, you got that wish card there. So that's the wish fulfilled is what the guides are coming through with. But here you are, so you're going to get some money, it looks like, and then you're looking forward, you're trying to make a decision. It's interesting, there's definitely two paths you can go by, or two people that you could, feels like one road is going with this individual. Water sign energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You have a major past life connection with this person. This is a meant to be encounter. Definitely visualizing things, more of a feminine energy, even if it's not a gender of the female, more of an intuitive, a feminine type of receptive energy. I feel like you're you know, we're doing it together. We're brainstorming, or we're doing it together. We're visualizing some kind of future, and it looks like she would bring him in too. He or she would bring this other individual in, who's also part of the dream here. But there's also this guy or girl, with also next to a real powerful angelic card here, next to the Temperance. So Temperance is always your spirit guides and angels working with you, bringing stuff into you, aligning, you know, these different things. And I don't feel that much like I could say for sure this one's better or that one's better. There's two opportunities. And I mean, I kind of went to this one first, and I like this, the dream thing going on here. And I also, this one feels a little bit more going into the future, really. You know, she's looking this way into the future. This one looks maybe in the past, or he wants to go back, he or she wants to go back and do this other thing, and that's old school, and is not really thinking about moving into the future. I don't know, but there's also a major connection with this person. Maybe some of you might be coming out of this relationship, or feels more work related, really, but it could be a, you know, for some it could be a romantic relationship. Coming out of this interaction and then moving forward into the next step of this, but they're both important relationships. They're both, you know, connected to these higher source things. You've got this here and then that there. The reason I'm kind of leaning here too is because this horn always points to something. It's pointing to this visualizing and making your dream come true, and it feels like we're cooperating over here. This one feels like maybe we're not always cooperating, or he's taking off for lunch, or taking the afternoon off, you know. There feels like a little bit of instability, or not as... 3 is always a good number. You know, 3 is a foundation. So if you could work with a group of 3, a lot of times that's a better configuration, or a better option, right? Excuse me. Alright, let me go ahead and get our animal totem. We're going to shuffle up for you. Quick reminder, I am featuring the year ahead readings, available for a limited time. Very popular. I'm doing a lot of them. Thanks to everybody who's already ordered. And if you want to get in on it, you can find out from the links below or through my website. There's astrology. There's a lot of astrology that's changing up this year. We're going to dive into that, and then we're going to dive into the tarot, 4 quarters of the year. And then finally we'll pull this animal totem, just like I'm going to do right now. This is for Gemini, for the month of November. Animal totem card. The ant, working hard, yeah. See, it feels like being part of a team. You know, listen, I know there's something about that in here. Working tirelessly for the good of all. Connecting with community and knowing our place in it. You can... move mountains and make miracles happen. Well, that can't beat that. That's great news, right? But this being part of a team, you know, that's what I was kind of getting here. And then the third, this says dynamo, but I saw dynamic. It's a better dynamic. By the way, let that happen. If you see words on these cards, definitely look at them, read it, see what it says, you know, get the message. Even if it's, like I saw whatever I saw here. Dynamic, but it was dynamo. Let that happen too if it looks like another word. Yeah, but it's working with the team. You know, ants are definitely and they're of the group consciousness, of the group mind, and that's what this feels like. We've got this group mind. We're all synced in. We're all tuned in, and you know, it's not it's always better to have that interaction with other people. Well, maybe not always, but it can really be helpful. Gets you out of, helps you see the bigger picture, helps you see things from another angle. Sometimes it's a good idea to do that. They may have they may contribute something that you're just not even seeing. All right, so yeah, I have the year ahead readings, and a real quick announcement. I'm going to be releasing November 4th. It looks like it's going to be my new Christmas song. Well, it's actually an older Christmas song, but I reworked it. I changed the keys, slowed it down, did a whole bunch of different stuff on it. So it's a different song already. And also, oh boy, I might not have this up on the screen. I might have to find it. Hold on one second. Sorry, Gemini. I probably lost a bunch of you already. That's okay. Well, it came up because it was on the screen all day yesterday when I was doing the reading. It's called Level Up Cleveland. It's my hometown, and it's a couple musician guys that are doing this interview show. And I was on it recently, and we talk about all the my musical history, if it interests you. People ask me all the time, what's with the Rock and Roll Prophetess? What bands did you play in? Blah, blah, blah. So if you do have any interest in that, you could go over to Level Up Cleveland on YouTube, and you can check out the interview. And I talk about my family's bar a lot, too. They were a lot of interest in that, too. So, anywho, you got a choice here. Maybe go with the team effort, the group mind, the hive mind. That's what I'm really wanting to say. Get that hive mind going, because you could really sink in. I think in this situation, for most of you, I think it's going to be real helpful to bounce your ideas off other people. Okay? All right, Gemini, thanks for tuning in. Patreon peeps, you're up next. Remember, you're Love and Beauty Incarnate. And another quick note, if you are going to be doing some holiday shopping in November, why not consider purchasing gifts from independent creators like me? I mean, you could purchase it from me, but any independent creator, consider that instead of defeating the big corporate greed. Why not help out artisans and independent creators? I have a bunch of stuff on my site, vickieverlie.com, t-shirts, decks, and different things. So check it out if you're interested in that. But just in general, you could go on Etsy or Instagram, find artists that you enjoy, and order some stuff from them. And then you also get a real unique gift too. It's not something that came off the shelf at Walmart. It's something that's very unique and often very affordable. I think you'd be surprised. All right, everybody, have the best month of November. Remember, you're Love and Beauty Incarnate. Please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you so much. Have the best month. Till next time.